Hi moms, my name is Liz Feezy. I'm a midwife and an author and a mother of two 4-year-old at the moment, twin girls. Life is fun. And in this video, I want to talk about the most important things that you should know when you take your newborn home. This is little baby Haven that is going to help me with any possible demonstrations. And the very first thing I want to touch on is burping. So burping is really important to get your baby comfortable and actually to help them sleep. It's not just to help them sleep, but it's getting them very comfortable. And you might think burping is just, it's a waste of time, and at some point obviously you're going to stop doing it. But it's so important in the beginning to just give them that opportunity to get the extra air out, because if you don't, at some point it is going to come out and it might come with a lot of milk and make a big mess, or they might have so many cramps and be so uncomfortable that you just cannot get them to settle. While we're on burping, spit up. So spit up, when a baby is spitting up milk, is actually reflux. So the valve between a baby's stomach and the esophagus, it is the pipe where they swallow milk, it's not very strong. So if they drank some milk, some of the milk pushes back up and this comes out as spit up. And it can be a lot. There's a reason why babies wear bibs all the time. It is constant. Like if you just look at this picture of my girls, they're around 5 months here. It was their first Father's Day. I literally 30 seconds ago got both of them dressed in this outfit. I didn't dress them in it before because I knew they were going to spit up. I put them in this outfit ready to take a picture with daddy, and it wasn't even 30 seconds and it was spoiled. So I took the pictures. It was done. It's a memory. I've got my pictures. So babies cry a lot, right? We all know babies cry, and nobody likes to listen to a crying baby. No mom wants to hear her baby cry inconsolably the whole time. But it happens that you are sometimes doing everything you can and it won't stop. The best way to manage a crying baby is movement. It can be different positions that you hold the baby and swaying back and forth or putting the baby in a stroller, but baby wearing is probably the best method that you can try. Put the baby in a wrap. You can carry on, you can take a walk, you can carry on if you want to do dishes, you can just stand with your baby, read a book or watch something on the TV. So I had a twin carrier for both my girls. It wasn't as tight as having one baby in a wrap, so I couldn't really do anything with my hands at the time because they were flopping around in these things. They were clipped in nicely, but because there's two, my hands couldn't really get anywhere, and they wouldn't let me sit down. If I sat down, they would start being very needly and crying. So I would literally put the TV on, and Friends is my favorite show. I would put Friends on and I would stand there for 2 hours swaying, watching Friends, and that's how I got through many days during my maternity leave. If it's not possible for you to wear your baby, swaddling is great, and there are safe ways to swaddle and there are ways to not swaddle a baby. And watch out for one of my upcoming videos on how to swaddle a baby safely, get them nice and tucked in. And many people don't know what swaddling is, or they would ask, why do you put the baby in a straitjacket? I promise you it's not a straitjacket, but when a baby is in the womb, they don't have a lot of space. They're kind of squashed up. They like it because it makes them feel secure. So what you do with a swaddle is you make them feel secure by copying that environment. And when you swaddle, you also prevent a reflex called the Moro reflex, where babies wake themselves up. They have this motion, and you will see it with your baby, where their hands go like this, and that movement wakes them up, and then they might start crying. If you swaddle them, they can't do this, and it won't wake them. Now, listen, babies are tiny and they are small, but they are actually quite resilient. They won't just break for anything, okay? So you don't need to freak out when you pick up a baby or you handle a baby. I know my best friend was really freaked out when my twins were small. She wanted to help, but she was way too scared to hold them until they were a little bit bigger. So the important thing when you work with a baby is just to pick them up nicely. Their neck muscles are very weak when they are born, so they can't support their heads. This is why when you pick a baby up, you have to support the head. So with your one hand, you support the bum, and your other hand you use to support the baby's head. If the baby is lying flat like this, you can put both your thumbs under the arms, and your hands here can be there to support the baby. So if you were to pick them up, you can do this. Ooh, then the dreaded umbilical cord. Moms freak out about the umbilical cord. What do I do with it and how do I manage it? Really, if you look back when your baby is like 2 months old, you're probably going to wonder, why on earth did I freak out about the umbilical cord so much? The big thing about the umbilical cord, it has to stay dry. That's all you need to know. Research has actually shown that you don't have to keep cleaning with surgical spirits or this powder that people want to put on. The best way and the quickest way to get an umbilical cord to fall off is to just leave it alone and keep it dry. That means don't bath your baby when the cord is still on. Sponge bath your baby or wipe your baby down. And when you change a nappy, make sure that the nappy doesn't cover the umbilical cord. Some of the nappies have a little cutout that's perfect. If yours doesn't, you just fold the nappy back. And I will show you in an upcoming video how to do a proper nappy change. But with the umbilical cord, the reason it shouldn't stay inside the nappy is because if baby wheezes, then the umbilical cord will get wet. The only time that you do anything with the umbilical cord is when it is red, swollen, or it's draining any kind of pus. Then you know there might be infection. Otherwise, within 3 to 7 days, it should fall off. Babies are slippery. When you bath your baby, you need to make sure that you have a proper grip on your baby. These baby seats in the bath, you can use anything that you want. Just always keep in mind that bath seats are not safe. So don't fall in this trap of a false sense of security by having a seat in the bath, putting your baby there, turning around and grabbing something or doing something else thinking that your baby is going to stay there. Please don't trust that. You can use it under supervision. If you don't use a bath seat and you're holding your baby, you also need to make sure that you've got a proper grip on your baby. And that is where you hold the baby behind their backs and you hold this little arm. So their head is resting on your arm and you are holding the baby's arm here. So if they slip, they can't slip very far because you've got a grip on them, and your other hand is on the bum. I'm going to make another video soon about bathing your baby, so keep an eye out when I post it so I can take you through it. Then almost the last one, and it's back to nappies. Every mom freaks out when it comes to changing that first nappy. Everybody is freaked out, and it was such a laugh when two of our best friends changed their little girl after a massive poop explosion, and it took them, I think, most of the packet of wet wipes, and it took them probably like 15-20 minutes to change this nappy. But it's normal for every parent to go through that and figure out how to change nappies. So if that's you right now thinking, how do you do that? I feel so completely clueless. Everybody feels clueless with their first baby and their first nappy. Please don't stress about it. You are going to have 1 or 2 fumbles and not knowing exactly what to do, but it becomes such second nature that I would say after a week, you would be a pro nappy changer. So please don't let that be something that stresses you out. You're going to be a pro. Trust me on this. If you like this video, please share in the comments what you would add about newborns that you didn't know when you took your baby home. And keep a watch out for my upcoming videos. Until next time.